Hello students, today we will be learning more about properties of parallelogram in the chapter Understanding Quadrilaterals. Before we begin with the properties of a parallelogram, let us try to understand what is meant by a parallelogram and some of its elements. A parallelogram is a quadrilateral whose opposite sides are parallel. In the parallelogram ABCD, we have AB and DC which are parallel and opposite sides. We have AD and BC which are opposite sides. Angle A and angle C are opposite angles. Angle B and angle D are opposite angles. AB and BC are adjacent sides and AD and DC are adjacent sides. Angle B, angle A and angle B are adjacent angles and angle D and angle C are adjacent angles. Adjacent angles are angles which lie on the same side of the transversal. So the elements of a parallelogram are opposite sides, opposite angles, adjacent sides and the adjacent angles. Now let us look at some properties of a parallelogram. There are 6 important properties of a parallelogram. The opposite sides of a parallelogram are of equal length. So AB will be equal to side DC. In the same way, AD will be equal to side BC. Opposite angles of a parallelogram are of equal measure. So angle D is equal to angle B. In the same way, the measure of angle A will be the same as the measure of angle C. The adjacent angles are supplementary. So angle D and angle A are supplementary angles, which means the sum of these angles is equal to 180 degrees. The next property is if one angle of a parallelogram is a right angle, then all the angles of the parallelogram will be right angles. The diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other at the point of intersection, and each diagonal of a parallelogram separates it into two congruent triangles. Let us look at this figure to understand the properties of a parallelogram better. In the figure given, you see ABCD is a parallelogram where AB is parallel to CD and AD is parallel to BC. Also, AB is equal to CD and AD is equal to BC because these are opposite sides of the parallelogram. So you can see AB is opposite to DC, so they are going to be parallel as well as opposite sides, and opposite sides are equal. Now angle A is equal to angle C and angle B is equal to angle D. And what is the reason? The reason is that these are opposite angles of the parallelogram and opposite angles are of equal measure. Also, angle A and angle D are supplementary angles because these are interior angles which lie on the same side of the transversal. In the same way, angle B and angle C are supplementary angles. So we can say that angle A plus angle D is equal to 180 degrees and angle B plus angle C is equal to 180 degrees. Now let's look at the diagonals, or we also call them the transversal. We have the transversal AC. Now this transversal is dividing the entire parallelogram into two congruent or equal triangles. So we have triangle ABC and we have triangle ADC. So this diagonal has divided the parallelogram into two triangles which are congruent. Now we've also said that the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other at the point of intersection. So we have point E. Now at this point we have transversal AC and transversal BD which are meeting each other at this point. This is called the point of intersection, and they are bisecting each other at this point. So now let's look at this entire transversal. We have transversal AC. Now if you notice, there are markings, similar markings done on this entire transversal. We have transversal AC which is divided in AE and EC. So the length of this transversal AE is going to be equal to EC. In the same way, BD is the transversal and BE is going to be equal to ED. Let's take each property of a parallelogram one at a time. The opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. So we'll take an example. If we are to find the perimeter of a parallelogram given two sides. So in this parallelogram, BC is 12 centimeters and CD is 7 centimeters. Now, as per the properties of the parallelogram, we know that opposite sides are equal. Side BC is given. So we know since the opposite sides are equal, if BC equals 12 centimeters, AD also will be equal to 12 centimeters. So this is what I've written here. The next one, CD is equal to 7 centimeters. This is given. Now we know that the opposite sides are equal. So since CD is 7 centimeters, side AB will also be equal to 7 centimeters. So now it becomes easier for us to find the perimeter. We add the sides, side BC plus CD plus AD plus AB is going to give us 38 centimeters. Remember that the opposite sides of a parallelogram are of equal length. Next, the opposite angles of a parallelogram are of equal measure. So in the figure, angle A is equal to angle C and angle D is equal to angle B. We will do the next property along with this before we solve an example. The adjacent angles in a parallelogram are supplementary. So let's look at this figure. Here we have the parallelogram ABCD. So we have measure angle A plus measure angle B is equal to 180. These form a supplementary pair of angles. Now let's look at these angles. Angle B plus angle C is also equal to 180 degrees. Angle C plus angle D is equal to 180 degrees. And measure angle D plus measure angle A is equal to 180 degrees. You have to remember that these are interior angles on same side of the transversal, so that is why they form a pair of supplementary angles. Let us take an example where we have to find the measure of all other angles when one angle has been given. Now in this parallelogram, angle A has been given and the measure of this angle is 75 degrees. Now we know that the sum of the adjacent angles of a parallelogram is 180 degrees. Keeping this in mind, we will write angle A plus angle B is equal to 180 degrees. If we substitute the value of the given angle, that is 75 degrees, so we write 75 degrees plus angle B is 180 degrees. Keeping angle B aside and subtracting the values, we get the measure of angle B, which is 105 degrees. So now we found the second angle of the parallelogram. Now angle B and angle C are also adjacent angles, so their sum is also going to be 180 degrees. So let's substitute the value. Angle B is equal to 105 degrees plus angle C is going to be 180 degrees. The sum of the adjacent angles is 180 degrees. This is the property we are using here. So keeping angle C aside on one side and subtracting the values, we get the value of measure angle C as 75 degrees. So now we found three angles. The next one, angle C plus angle D, is 180 degrees. Again, these are adjacent angles. So we substitute the value. 75 degrees plus angle D is equal to 180 degrees. Subtracting the values, we get the measure of angle D, which is 105 degrees. So in this way, we could find the measure of all the angles of the parallelogram. Here we have used the property that the adjacent angles of a parallelogram have a sum which adds up to 180 degrees. We will take this same example and see how we can solve it using the other property, where we can say that the opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. The same example where we have to find the measure of all other angles when one angle has been given. So angle A has been given. Angle A is 75 degrees. Now since the opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal, angle A is equal to angle C. So measure angle C will also be equal to 75 degrees. The reason? Because the opposite angles of a parallelogram and opposite angles are of equal measure. So we have found the measure of angle C. Now we know that angle B and angle C are forming adjacent angles, and the adjacent angles are supplementary. So we will do that. We have angle C, which is 75 degrees, plus angle B is going to give us total 180 degrees. So substituting the values and keeping angle B aside, we will subtract 75 degrees from 180 degrees to get the measure of angle B, which is 105 degrees. But now we also know that measure angle B is equal to measure angle D, because now angle D and angle B are opposite angles of the parallelogram. So we can use the same property again here. So very easily we can find the measure of the angles of the parallelogram when only one angle is given. You may follow whichever property you wish to follow, as long as you remember that the opposite angles are equal and the adjacent angles are supplementary. Now each diagonal of a parallelogram separates it into two congruent triangles. This is another property we spoke about in the beginning. So let's see what this property means. Now AC is a diagonal which is dividing the whole parallelogram ABCD into two triangles. So we have two triangles here. We have triangle ABC and we have triangle ADC. So now let's look at these triangles. Triangle ABC and triangle ACD. Now the line segments AB and CD are parallel to each other, and AC is a transversal, or it is also called a diagonal. So we have angle ACB, which is equal to angle CAD. Okay, then we have side AC, which is common to both the triangles. This is a common side. And we have angle CAB, which is equal to the angle ACD. So we have the angle side angle theorem, or the criterion of congruence. So by this criteria, we can say that the triangle ABC is congruent to triangle ACD. Now let's take an example of how we could use this property in solving a given sum. So in this parallelogram, we have the transversal here, and we have to find the measure of angle X, Y, and Z. So here angle D which is given 112 degrees is equal to angle Y. Can you tell me why? That's because these are opposite angles of a parallelogram, and we know that the opposite angles of a parallelogram are of equal measure. So we can immediately say that angle Y is equal to angle D, which is 112 degrees. So we've got this angle now. Now, since we know two angles, the measure of two angles in this triangle, we can use the angle sum property and find the measure of angle X. So we'll do that. We'll say X plus Y plus angle 40 is equal to 180 degrees. This property we've used is the angle sum property. So X plus 112 degrees plus 40 degrees will give us 180 degrees. So keeping the X variable aside, we get the value of X as 28 degrees by subtracting the values. Okay, now let's look again here. We have angle Z, which is equal to angle X, because these are alternate angles. So we have the transversal and we have these angles which are the alternate angles lying on the alternate side of the transversals, and we know that the alternate angles are of equal measure. So since we know the value of X, we can say that Z is also equal to 28 degrees. So keep in mind that when the transversal, when there's a diagonal passing through, the diagonal is going to divide the parallelogram into two equal or congruent triangles. The next property, the two adjacent angles of a parallelogram have equal measure. Now we have to find the measure of each of the angles of the parallelogram. Now here we are also using the property where we say that if one angle of the parallelogram is a right angle, then all the other angles of the parallelogram will also be right angles. So let's see this example. We have a given parallelogram ABCD is a parallelogram, and angle A is equal to angle B because these are adjacent angles. Now we know that angle A plus angle B is equal to 180 degrees because these are adjacent angles and the sum of the adjacent angles is 180 degrees. Now since we are saying that angle A is equal to angle B, we can just take this as X and X, or we can just say it is angle A plus angle A is equal to 180 degrees. So twice angle A is giving us 180 degrees. So when we divide this, we'll skip angle A on one side and we'll divide 180 by 2 and we get angle A as 90 degrees. So now what we can do is, we can say that the opposite angle is the same measure. So if angle A is 90 degrees, angle D is also 90 degrees. And since we said in this step that angle A is equal to angle B, so if angle A is 90 degrees, angle B is 90 degrees. So that means the opposite angle to angle B is also 90 degrees. So here what you have done is you have shown that if one angle of the parallelogram is 90 degrees, then all the other angles will also be 90 degrees. Now you might wonder why I have said here that angle A is equal to angle B and said that these are adjacent angles. Now see what they've given here is two adjacent angles of a parallelogram have equal measure, and we know that the sum of the measure of adjacent angles is 180 degrees. So obviously if angle A is 90 degrees, what added to 90 will give you 180 degrees? It has to be 90 only. So that's the reason why we say, okay, two adjacent angles have equal measure. So we are taking angle A is equal to angle B. Okay. Now these are some examples for you which you can practice. Do practice these examples on your notebook, and do like, subscribe and share and I'll see you very soon with the next video. Thank you.